Hi, I'm Paul and this is The Golf Show. Hey everyone, I'm Paul Hemlin. Welcome to The Golf Show. On the show this week, I'm going to do a review of my favourite place, and that's St Andrews. So many of my friends say they're so jealous when I get up here and they say they've never been. So I'm going to take you around the town, I'm going to explain how golf works here, talk about the courses, we're going to talk about some nice restaurants, where you can stay, what you can do here if you're not a golfer. It's such a town for everybody. I really love this place, as you can tell from the various episodes where I've covered it before. So we're going to have a look around the town today. I'd like to thank our existing subscribers for all their support. I really do appreciate it. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. It's free. All you've got to do is hit that subscribe button. It'll tell you when our next episode's going to drop. Okay guys, that's more than enough for me. Let's go and have a look around the old grey town. There are 6 courses on the St Andrews links: the 9-hole of Balgove, the short Strathtyron, the Eden, the Old, the New and the Jubilee course. Before or after your golf here, you can use the facilities at the St Andrews Links Clubhouse. This is a really modern building, there's a lovely restaurant inside, there's a fantastic gift shop, there's lockers if you want to leave your clubs and go for a bite to eat. Really nice facility and some great views, get some great photo opportunities around here. It's incredible to think of a golf course right in the middle of a town. Wherever you are in St Andrews, you're always getting your camera out, taking some photographs. You've got the St Andrews Ladies Putting Club there, better known as the Himalayas. Some really good fun on there for about £2, I think it is. You have to book in advance at the moment due to COVID. Got the 1st and the 18th on the old course. Some lucky guys there today playing the first green. Let's hope none of their approach shots went in the Swilcan burn. Over the old course, you've got the fantastic driving range and practice facilities, absolute world-class facilities you'd expect from the home of golf. Got the 18th hole here on the new course, designed by Tom Morris, the oldest new course in the world. Real treat to play on there. It's probably the toughest test in my opinion out on the links. It's the Jubilee course, named to commemorate Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. Looking forward to playing on there on Sunday with Zach. Founded in 1867, the Ladies Putting Club is still thriving today. There's still regular competitions here. Membership is full and they've closed the waiting list, so you're unlikely to get in as a member, but you can come down, pay your money. It's quite easy to get on as long as you book in advance. Have a great time on here. Just walking down Golf Place now. I want to show you this because you're just walking down this street. You can start to see the R&A building coming into shot there. You just wait until you get around this corner. Nearly got run over for you there guys, hope you appreciate that. But there she is, the old lady. Right in the middle of town. That is the old course. The way that golf club membership works in St Andrews is a little bit different too, and that's because none of the golf clubs here own the land. The golf courses are owned by the town, and that's the St Andrews Links Trust. So first you join one of the golf clubs here, and then you apply for your annual ticket. If you live in St Andrews, the annual ticket is very reasonably priced. If you live further afield, it's still very good value for what you get. Most of the golf clubs here will have a waiting list, and the waiting list for the annual ticket is about 4 or 5 years. I'm about number 440, I've got about 2 years to go for mine. Right behind the first tee on the old course is the imposing R&A Clubhouse. The Royal and Ancient Golf Club was founded in St Andrews in 1754, and the clubhouse, as you can see it today, was built in 1854. Probably one of the most iconic images in golf. Next to the R&A building is the Salt and Pepper Pot. This was originally student accommodation, but now it is home to some very luxury, very expensive apartments. The building you can see behind me there with the great big glass windows, that's the new golf club of St Andrews. Over my right shoulder you've got the Russocks Hotel, which is very famous. You'll recognise it from one of those iconic tee shots on the 18th. They've just had this fantastic extension built. That is going to be some viewing facility when they open here next year. Because the course is right in the middle of town, I think that's one of the things that makes it unique, but it's incredible. I'm just walking across the 18th fairway of the old course now. Nobody's teed off on there yet, some people playing the first. Imagine walking across the middle of Wembley Stadium to get to work. It just blows my mind. Absolutely love this place. On Sundays, the old course is closed, so you can walk your dog down the 18th fairway or have a kickabout by the first tee. That blows my mind. This is the 18th hole on the old course. As you can see, the links road is immediately to the right of it. You're going to see golf balls bouncing down this road every day, hitting the windows of the new golf club there. You really don't want to park your car down here. Luckily for me, I've left the Ferrari at home. Okay, now here's a real treat for anybody who's not been to St Andrews. Let's take a walk over the Swilcan Bridge. So you've teed off on 18, hopefully you've just made a par on 17, one of the toughest holes in golf. Look at this is bucket list, people. Oh yeah. Pause on top, take in the view. What a beautiful place. Where's all those fans cheering you on? And let's head up 18 and play our second shot. Love it. And of course, don't forget to have your photograph taken. There are 170 caddies working at the St Andrews Links. You can hire a caddy for about £45–50 a round plus a tip. They really do make the experience. Boy, these guys have got some stories. In summer, it's common for these guys to do 2 loops in a day. You've got the St Andrews Golf Club, which was founded in 1843. I'm lucky enough to be a member of this fantastic club that can boast 15 major champions to its past members. Then next door to that you've got the St Rule Club, which is the ladies' club of St Andrews. Number 7 the links is Tom Morris's house. The open shop now is where Tom Morris's pro shop used to be, where he used to make those feathery golf balls. The flat above it is where he used to live, and it's still in the family now. His great-granddaughter still lives there today. How incredible is that? Getting to St Andrews is pretty easy. The nearest airport is Edinburgh, which is about an hour away, about £90 in a taxi. You've got fantastic train links from Edinburgh up through to Lucas, which is about 10 minutes away again in a taxi. There's some pretty good roads to get here, it's not too bad a drive. But once you've got to St Andrews, you're going to want to play the old course, right? Well, that's not as easy as it sounds. It's so oversubscribed, and don't forget, it doesn't open on Sundays. That's right, it is closed on Sundays. You'll see people walking their dogs or having a kickabout on there. So to play the old course, you need to go into the ballot. You do this online, you can put yourself down as an individual, 2, 3, 4 ball, whatever you want. You can say how flexible you'll be on your times. Obviously, the more flexible you'll be, the more chance you've got of getting on. But there's no guarantee. You'll find out whether you've got through on the ballot at least 24 hours before you're due to play golf. So at least if you don't get in, you can book one of the other courses. The other alternative is, if you're a golfer on your own, you can turn up at the starter's office and see if you can get a game. He's there from 6:30 in the morning, but you get people who come straight from the pub and they're there all night. So good luck with that. Here you go, guys, teeing off on the old course. This is bucket list for some people. How lucky are you to play on here? Don't want to be too long here, you've got Swilcan Burn. Come on, buddy, give it a rip. That'll do. Really wide fairway, of course, because it's shared with the 18th, but you've got out of bounds right and left. Swilcan Burn kicks in pretty early down the right. You can always expect a bit of a crowd, but you're playing the old course. You've got the 18th green, and today they've got the open Sunday flag position. We're never going to get Sebi doing that celebration, are we? That, yes, yes, yes. Was that the best celebration in golf? I think it was. Behind me is what's known as the Markers Monument. The old course was originally a 22-hole layout where you played the course in reverse. But in 1764 they decided to cut it down to 18 holes, and the only reason for that was stated in the minutes of the R&A Golf Club was to make the course better. It could have been because other courses were coming up and nobody had the expanse of land to do 22 holes, plus back in those days it was a lot to maintain. But in 1764 or before then, this is where you teed off. As you'd expect, there's lots of golf shops in St Andrews. The biggest is Octoloni's, which was established in 1895. This is named after Willie Octoloni, the Open champion of 1893. This shop's a real Aladdin's cave of golf hardware, clothing, souvenirs. Great for a look in even if you don't play golf, just to check out some of the stuff they've got in there. You've also got the World Golf Museum in St Andrews. This is some fantastic exhibits in there, from scorecards to how golf clubs were made, some interactive stuff, and they've even got a Seve Ballesteros experience at the moment, so that's well worth a look. The Old Course Hotel is popular with golfers and celebrities. It's where the old station yard used to be for the railway station, and the Jigger Inn is the former station master's lodge. There's a Hotel du Van and Bistro here. The Kinettles Hotel and Spa is a great choice for the mid-range budget. I've stayed here several times, really enjoyed it, really friendly, great breakfast. Downstairs there used to be a nightclub called the Lizard Lounge, where me and my mate James have busted a few moves back in the day, but now they've gone and made it into a spa and a health club. You've also got the Greyfriars Hotel and Bar. I've stayed here with Zach before. It's really clean, really modern inside. I'd recommend it, and there's free parking next door. Both of these hotels are on North Street and just a 2-minute walk down there to the first tee on the Old Course. Lots of different types of accommodation in St Andrews, as you might expect from a town like this. You could pitch a tent for 250 quid a week, or you could stay at the Old Course Hotel where rooms probably start at that price. There's lots of Airbnbs. I've stayed in several. They can be quite quirky. Because some of the buildings are quite old, you never know what you're going to get, so make sure you check out the reviews. If there's a group of you coming to St Andrews to play golf, there are several lodge sites in and around the town. My favourite is this one here, Stewart's Resort, which is just 3 miles from town. Got some beautiful lodges, all with hot tubs. Really nice clubhouse with gym, sauna, restaurant and bar. It's even got mini golf. I'll go at the course record later. Got some great views here. This is a really nice site. Arrive on North Street is a popular restaurant here in town. It's at the top end of the price range, but well worth a look. For a quick snack or your morning coffee, I could recommend Taste on North Street. Always been a popular spot. On Market Street, you've got the Tail End Fish and Chip Shop. The only reason there isn't a queue outside here is because it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Locally caught fish and chips, really good prices, definitely worth a try. You've got all the restaurant chains in St Andrews, but why go to those when you can go to them anytime? You've got some really unique restaurants here. Forgan's, which has a great modern menu, traditional food with a bit of a twist. Used to be a golf club factory. Give that a go, right? You've got the Keys, which is a very popular watering hole on Market Street. You've got the Central Pub, which is one of the most famous pubs in town. We ate at the Blackhorn restaurant the other night. Fantastic gourmet burgers and wraps. You can get takeaway or eat inside. Highly recommended. Great milkshakes too. The Criterion Bar on South Street's been there for nearly 150 years. A really popular spot in town. No trip to St Andrews is complete without a stop for an ice cream at Giannetta's Gelateria. This has been family owned for years. It's the best ice cream you're ever going to taste. In between Market Street and South Street, you've got Little Italy. This is my favourite restaurant in St Andrews. It is packed every night. If you don't book, you're not going to get in. It's not cheap, but it's well worth it. Check it out, but don't forget to book in advance. I've eaten in Brewdog a few times. They do some great burgers, great wings, that kind of thing. Huge selection of beer, family friendly, and a few seats outside. One of my favourites in St Andrews is the Saint. It's right at the end of South Street next to the city walls. Really nice bar, nice restaurant, got a few letting rooms I think, and a beer garden in the back that nobody seems to know about. Until now. On the corner of North Street and the very aptly named Golf Place is the Dunvegan Hotel. This has got to rival the Jigger Inn as the best 19-hole in golf. You can get a seat on one of these benches on a sunny day. You are living the dream. Perfect after you've just played the Old Course. And last but not least, the world famous Jigger Inn, the best 19-hole in golf. You've got the St Andrews Aquarium. And one of my favourite restaurants here, the Seafood Restaurante. We'll be in there tonight. There's some stunning views in there and some great food. Beautiful beaches as you can see there. The stretch of beach at the bottom there is where they filmed Chariots of Fire. This was known as the Linkland. It's obviously now the Links Golf. The Linkland was because it linked the lands to the North Sea. I've been up since 6 o'clock filming this, so it's time to pop in the clubhouse and get myself some breakfast. There's records of golf being played in St Andrews for over 600 years, but in 1457 King James II did ban golf because he wanted people to practice their archery. I think if he'd have seen me play, he'd have said I was more dangerous with a golf ball. St Andrews is also a student town. There's some beautiful houses here where the students are lucky enough to come to university. All right, Boris? St Andrews University was built in 1413. It's the oldest university in Scotland and the third oldest English-speaking university in the world. Try and find time on your trip to come to St Andrews Castle. Some great history there, and there was also some pretty gruesome goings on. St Andrews got blue plaques everywhere. I really wanted to show you St Andrews Cathedral and the graveyard here in town, but unfortunately the monument is closed for safety reasons. I think some of it's been falling down. It's really interesting. There's a lot of history goes on with this cathedral, and there are 25 major champions buried in there. You've got Alan Robertson, that was the first keeper of the greens. Alan Robertson took Tom Morris Senior on as his apprentice when they'd make their feathery golf balls for the gentlemen of the R&A. Alan Robertson was such a good player. When he died, that was how the Open Championship came into being, because they wanted to see who the best golfer was, because up till that point it had been Alan Robertson. So there's some really interesting history there. There's a beautiful gravestone to young Tom Morris, who sadly died when he was 24, and Tom Morris and his family are also buried in there. Next door to the cinema in St Andrews, and what is now Lupo's restaurant, is this building. It's been attacked by the seagulls a little bit, but as you can see, on this site was the birthplace of old Tom Morris in 1821. That's got to be a photo opportunity, right? St Andrews is a pretty small town, very easy to find your way around. Loving the golf reference there. St Andrews is full of gorgeous streets and little cottages. This is North Street. You've got the cathedral at one end of it, some cafes, shops and bars, and then the golf course at the other end. No commentary needed. We've got some nice shops in St Andrews as well, well worth a look. Sandwiched between North and South Street is Market Street. A bit more going on here. Lots of bars, restaurants, cafes. You're probably not going to win the Open, but you can buy yourself a claret jug. We were here last week and the whole market square had been turned into a fun fair for the kids. Busy town, St Andrews, lots of deliveries going on at the moment, a lot of noise, a lot of bustle. Kilt makers, what do you reckon? Not with these legs. Lots of little nooks and crannies and cut-throughs. Have a listen to that. It's quite nice, isn't it? Might have to change my ringtone. And this is South Street. Lots of nice boutiques and one-off, not just all the chains. In fact, for a lot of the change, you'll have to go to nearby Dundee, which is maybe a 20-minute drive. The St Andrews bus station is right in the middle of town. Besides local services, you can get a bus from Edinburgh or Glasgow. What can I say, guys? This is a special place. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Golf Show. It's a bit different. I've not done a destination guide before, but I love this place and I think you will too. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help me out. Subscription is free. It'll just let you know when our next video is going to drop. Okay guys, see you next time on the Golf Show. I hope you enjoyed the episode of the Golf Show. To watch another, click here. To subscribe, click here.